Hey everybody, it's Beth. I wanted to hop in really quickly to share with you a little practice to awaken our proprioceptors. Now, proprioceptors are those special sensory receptors or nerve cells that live in the skin of our body, the muscles, the tendons, the joints, and they give us information about where we are in space. Things like movement, tapping, rubbing, these are things that can start to wake up those proprioceptors and make them a little more sensitive. And so we're going to explore a practice today that weaves in some tapping and lots of movement that moves us in all planes of direction, and movement that moves us on 2 feet, 1 foot, 1 foot to 2 feet, 2 feet to 1 feet, on the ground, standing. So we're going to play with a variety of things just to keep those proprioceptors alive and sending the messages to the brain, and to help with our balance, and even to help us, the body, start to learn how to recover when we do trip, when we do lose our balance. So let's hop on the mat. I have a block. You could have a block. You could have something else. We're going to explore the possibility of picking up something while we're in movement or in motion. All right. So let's start just by little feet and do just a real brief tap through the whole body. You can start with your feet and up your legs, getting all sides, your hips, and then we'll do the other. So we'll tap, tap on the feet. Lots of proprioceptors in the feet and the ankle, since they're the part of our body that, is in contact with the earth the most. And tap up your back a little bit, best you can. Tap lightly around your chest and even through your abdomen where your diaphragm is, right under here, to make sure you're breathing. And then we'll tap the arms and the hands. And tap lightly your neck and up your head and lightly around your face. And then just take a moment to notice. I always feel a little buzzy afterward. And then we'll come into a little tabletop. If you need a blanket under your knees, you could do that. And just take a moment to feel the ground underneath you. So let your fingers spread and feel the surface area from your palm all the way out to your fingerprints, what the ground feels like. Feel what the ground feels like under the tops of your feet. Give a little push of the ground away. And the next time you exhale, let's curl it around into a little cat, rooting. The palms, the fingertips, the tops of the feet. Keep that strong feeling of pushing the ground away as you inhale and move into a little back bend of cow. Let's go ahead and curl the tail downward and round push. Let's add in one thing. As you inhale into your little back bend, go ahead and curl your toes under, tuck them under, and feel how the toes feel against the earth. Curl and round, laying the tops of the feet down, rounding. Inhale into your cow. And let's do that one more time. So let's come back toward neutral. Keep your strong arm. And the next time you inhale, outstretch your right leg behind you and reach your left arm forward. Now you can stay here or lift everything off the earth. And then come back. Outstretch your left leg, breathe in. Reach your right arm forward. You can stay there, or on your exhale, lift everything up. Now we're just going to alternate. Inhale, bring everything down. Exhale, right leg, left arm. Inhale, everything down, re-push the ground away. Exhale. We get a little moment to balance on just a slightly narrower base of support. Then you come back to all fours, balancing on 2 limbs as you exhale. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, balancing on 2 limbs. Inhale, all fours. One more time each side. Exhale, reach away. Inhale. And just feel those little weight shifts. And come back to all fours. Terrific. Go ahead and tuck all your toes under, or as many as you can. Sometimes that little pinky doesn't want to help out. Push the ground away through your hands and your toes and lift your knees up. And feel that work of pushing, pushing, pushing. Take one more breath. And then walk your hands back and drop your heels to the ground. Have a little moment. You could shake out a little bit, your shoulders, your hips. And go ahead and take a big breath in. And when you exhale, flutter your lips like a horse. And then inhale, walk yourself on up. Terrific. And then find a little space behind you and in front of you. So I'm going to come to the middle of my mat. And so from here, we're going to now move mostly 2 foot to 2 foot, but there will be a little moment when we're on 1 foot. And we're going to move in all planes of motion, forward and back, side to side, and rotating. So we're going to start with our right leg. When you inhale, we're going to step the right foot forward and reach the arms up. And when you exhale, you're going to step that right foot back, hinge your hips back. Inhale, step forward. That left leg doesn't move. Exhale, step back. That's your anchor leg. One more time, breathe in. One more time, breathe out. And then we come back to 2 feet, Tadasana. Now we're going to take that right foot and step it out to the right, but we're going to curve our bodies to the left. So go ahead, arms go up. Step out right, but curve left. Now take that right foot, cross it over and in front of your left foot, but curve right. Inhale, step out right, but curve left. Cross over to the left, but curve right. Breathe in. We'll do this just one more time. And breathe out. And come back. Tadasana. Now we're going to find a little rotation in 2 directions. So right leg's going to step out behind you to the right, and you're going to twist to the right. So take the arms straight out in front for now. Inhale. Step back into the right and twist. Now take that right foot all the way front of your left foot. Start to turn to the left. So your hips, your spine turning to the left. Inhale, open it up to the right. Exhale, step it forward and around to the left. And if this bothers your standing knee, as you step out, as you step across, you can even just come to Tadasana feet and twist. And then we'll come back to center. Now the right leg is going to be our anchor. So let's step the left foot forward. Here we go. Breathe in. And now step it back and hinge back. The right foot stays anchored. Inhale, step forward on your left. Exhale, step back on your left. You'll notice there's just that little moment when you're on 1 foot and we're back to 2. Little moment when you're on 1 foot, we're back to 2. Tadasana. Now let's take that left foot out to the left, curve right. Breathe in. Now step it across the right, but curve left. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time. Stepping out to the left, curving right. Stepping across, but curving left. And then Tadasana. And now here, we're going to step back to the left and twist to the left. Breathe in. Now you can step your feet together or across and around to the left. Or to the right, excuse me. Step back to the left and twist left. Then step either together or in front of your right foot with a little rotation in and twist to the right. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Tadasana. Fantastic. All right, now let's step the feet a little bit wider. And let's play with going from 2 feet to 1 foot. So as feet can be a little bit wider than your hips, They might be straight ahead. They could be a little turned out at your sides. We're going to take a little squat. And in that squat, I'd love you to sit back, feel like you're sitting into a chair. Doesn't have to be deep. And then from here, we're going to stand in the left foot, lift the right leg. Then both feet down, squat. Shift over. Left leg lifts, you're on the right foot. 2 foot. Shift over to the left, lift the right. Doesn't have to go high. 2 foot. And lift. 2 foot. And lift. Sit your booty back. 2 foot. And lift. Again, 2 foot. Shift left. Lift right. 2 foot. Shift right. Lift left. Terrific. We come back. Now we're going to stay on 2 feet, but we're going to add in a little side-to-side feel and eventually a rotation. So bringing in a couple of different planes of motion. So we start with that squat, but now the left leg is going to cross behind the right. It's a little curtsy squat. My right knee and my right foot are going to try to stay in relationship to each other. Then we come through center, take the right leg and cross it behind. So again, always have these little weight transfers, kind of like walking. And step it out and cross your right behind your left. Now let's add on. Through center, cross your left behind your right. Now reach your left arm up toward like where the wall and the ceiling meet. Come back, cross your right, and reach right where the wall and the ceiling meet. There's a little twisty side bendy feel. Come through center, cross the left behind. Now reach straight across. Come back through center, cross your right behind, reach your right arm straight across to get that rotation. One more time, center, cross your left behind, reach a little down toward the ground. Center, cross your right behind, reach your right arm down on that diagonal. And come back to center. Come on up. All right, 2 more things. Maybe your block or something you might pick up. So we're going to start on 2 feet. We're going to stay with 2 feet. Their legs are going to be separated in a different way, front to back. So from here, right foot is, your left foot's going to step back. Your right knee is going to be right over your ankle, more or less. And then you can bend your back knee a little bit, or a lot of it. And then we'll step forward to Tadasana. Lunge your right leg back. You're on those toes. Then you can bend your right knee a little or a lot. Press down into your feet. Come up, Tadasana. Step your left leg back. You can stay long in that lunge or bend your knee maybe a little bit more. Maybe your knee touches the ground. Come on up, Tadasana. Step your right leg back. You can stay here with those toes tucked under. You could lower your knee. You could also use a wall for support. If you want to try this, but the balance is feeling wonky, then come up. I often think of hugging my inner thighs. That helps me feel stable. And then press off those toes, come forward. Now here's where it gets fun. Go ahead and step your left leg back. Maybe you lower that knee a little bit or a lot of it. Pick up your block. Come on up. Step forward. Same left leg, step it back. Lower your knee, put your block down. Come on up. Tadasana. Right leg back. Again, if you need a wall and you want to practice this, or a chair, you could do that. Lower your knee. Pick it up, just like you were picking up something off the ground, picking up your scarf that fell. Come on up. And chances are we don't do it that deliberately. And then let's step the right leg back. Put that knee down, put the block down. Come on up and together. But I think when we, like in my own practice, I break these things down for myself to figure out, well, when I'm in the real world and I'm getting the dog's food, I'm just going to kneel down. But I will have been practicing that a little more consciously, deliberately on my mat. So my body has the groove, right? The pathways have been set My body knows what to do. It doesn't feel foreign. All right, last thing. So in yoga, we practice a pose called tree pose a lot. And I want to make it a little more dynamic because it's very rare in life do we ever just strike a pose and stay there, right? So balance is usually in life more dynamic. So we're going to use our tree, and then we're going to imagine a clock face. And we're going to go from tree to a lunge at 12 o'clock, a lunge at 9 or 3, and then a lunge at 6 o'clock. So let's give it a whirl. Let's go ahead and start Tadasana, trying to find the center of your weight over the center of your feet. So not too far forward to the toes, not too far back to the heels, not too far right, not too far left, somewhere in the middle. And then shift your weight without sinking into your left hip. Shift your weight into your left leg. Pick up your right foot. Without disturbing your pelvis or your spine, just rotate your thigh out, whatever that degree that is, right? Your hips and your ribs still pointing forward, your belly button still pointing forward. And then you can slide your foot up. If that feels like too much, you can kickstand just your heel to your ankle. Otherwise, slide your foot up to your calf. Have a moment to be in a somewhat static balance. You'll notice all the movement in my foot and probably your foot. Then let's go ahead. Inhale, parallel the leg. Exhale, step forward into a lunge, like at 12 o'clock. Anchor in that back foot. Come on back, tree. Now take it out to your right for a little lunge. And the leg can stay in the same trajectory. And we'll come back. Ooh, see? The moment lost that balance. Parallel, step back towards 6 o'clock. Anchor in that front foot. Come on back. Tree. Tadasana. Great. I'll show it from this side now. Go ahead. Find your weight, Tadasana. Lift your left heel so the weight will shift into your right leg. Turn out your thigh without disturbing your pelvis or your spine or your ribs or anything. And then put your foot either heel to ankle bone or foot to inner calf, and you're going to hug them together. And then as you inhale, parallel. As you exhale, lunge at 12 o'clock. Again, not a huge lunge. Anchor into that back leg. Push off with control. Come back. Tree. Then take your leg out toward like your 9 o'clock. And then come back. And then parallel, take it back towards 6 o'clock. Be with all the wobble. That's your body figuring these things out. And it's a successful non-falling event, as a colleague of mine says. Come back to tree. And then Tadasana. And then shake anything out that might need to be shaken out. These things got a little serious there for a minute. And there you go. Just some fun ways to play with movement and awaken those proprioceptors and play with your balance. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave me a comment, send me an email. You know where I am. This is yourbliss.com. And I'll look forward to seeing you real soon again. Take care.